Hello, and so this is gonna be about like just me talking about some stories of I guess I found on Reddit. So let's do this one. This is by r/teachers. So let's do. I left teaching, and it changed my life. I read here so many people being truly unhappy in the classroom, but saddled with guilt and fear at the idea of leaving. I was a career changer and I went to a highly regarded program that was for people who wanted to become teachers. Okay. My first 2 years, I loved teaching, and then I moved and changed states. The differences between states and districts can be drastic, and has exactly what I found. For 3 years, I struggled teaching. I switched districts and grades. But with new PBIS school, I don't know what that is, programs being forced upon me, disseminated, parents and insane mentors, I started to feel trapped and hopeless. This year was threatened by multiple times by a parent and my administrator. They would not take me seriously. I also had severely unstable students. Severally, I spelled that wrong. Students who a constant distribution and not take me serious. I also had severely unstable students who had constrained distribution and danger to others. The principal would just shrug and say, "What you gonna do? This family is crazy." Well, you know what? I left. No one should be in danger in the classroom. I got a job as the office manager 3 weeks in. Not one person has threatened me. No one has cussed at me. I even have raised my voice or anticipated anyone's behavior. If you aren't happy, if teaching is impacting your life negatively, don't be afraid to leave. Take care of yourself, and God bless you. All of those teachers out there that are happy, that love their jobs, and are good at what they do. I have never ended respect for you. So I say that the story is mainly how they kinda didn't like their district they were at, because how the students were mean and stuff, So she changed places, but then that didn't really work, so she just changed careers, and that worked. So the end of the story means don't be afraid to leave or whatever. So we're gonna go on to the next story. But our next one is by r/teachers 2 on Reddit. It's called "I'm Starting to Lose It." Okay, so here it goes. I am starting to feel like many of my students, not all, are just complete morons. Just to clarify, I don't think they don't have some personal to grow out of this. They totally could. I don't remember this back in the day. I feel like they could say something and have them to do it thousands of times. Then I ask a question and kids stare like, huh? I have sensors that don't understand basic math. They don't know what subtraction really is. They can't read 2 sentences and identify what is going on and what they need to do. I asked a student how much cash is in the range from 1 to 5, and they said 2. 2? We've done percentages all year, and still students can't do it. If the problem is slightly changed, I'm convinced that students are just mindlessly going through the day. Google answers their problem, which means they don't have to think at all. I'm worried about the future. So that was by r/teachers. So Yeah, I would say it depends on what age group you're working on. If it's subtraction, if I'm correct, it said division in here, but you could base me off of that. But if it's subtraction and you're working on like first graders, I believe what they're learning is just how to count instead of like addition. Some might do addition, but I believe they're more of not doing addition, so you can tell me off of that, but yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. Yet again, coming in r/teachers, we got the prompt, student teacher has decided to not teach, which I clicked on this one because I looked at that and I'm like, actually, because it's all like in like uppercase too, so that kind of like caught my eye and stuff. So I'm gonna read, I guess I could guess what's gonna happen. She gets stressed out, she doesn't teach, but let's see. So we have a student teacher who is currently working with a math teacher. She was in the break room with us just chatting, and one of the staff members asked if she had a teaching job lined up for the next school year. She's very calmly stated that after her experience as a student teacher, she has no desire to work in the teaching profession. She plans to go ahead and get a job selling cars working with one of her friends. She says her money's better, the hours are better, and you don't have to worry about being attacked by stupidness. I have to depend on your grade groups yet again on that one, because let's say you're working on kindergartners, then you're gonna have a lot of stupidness. Versus if you're working on some 8th graders, there's some high schoolers, you might have some annoying things, but it's not really stupidness to say very much. More just annoying people instead. But yeah, I have to say, yeah, I don't know about your whole profession, because you probably took some hours in the college thing and then just went to a car sales, so I don't know about that one. Okay. Yet again, that was from r/teachers, which probably all of these are going to be by. You can subscribe. Let's go to the next one. Okay, before we start this story, I want to say that I am not making any homosexual, trans, or furry jokes in this. I want you to know that, because it just shows it in the story, but I'm gonna say it anyways. It has, okay. There's only one thing I see bad about that part, and that's a part. So I hope that doesn't offend you. If you want to skip that, that's okay. Okay. It's yet again from r/teachers in Reddit, and the title is "Nearly Lost My PD Today," which is in all uppercase too. Yet again. I worked in a small school in a very rural district. It also obviously, I am bad at saying stuff, I'm right. Very conservative area. To the point a parent complained about 8th grader reading a poem with the word Allah in the point. I was told I was allowed to teach the rise of Islam unit in world history. All that said, we are in a PD today and talking about how the best to support diverse populations. The principal looked out at the sea of faces and said, "Look, it doesn't matter what you think. We're going to get these kids that are gay, trans, or whatever." And good on her, she realized that whatever these people want to deal with, the outside world or not, it's coming. Another teacher piped up and went, "Or that's what they think they're a cat." I'm sorry I laughed, that was just so random. It's like all in uppercase too, so it's like just so random. Y'all, I'm about to lose it. I'm so tired of these stupid talking points that some school, wherever is legally forced to let a kid use a litter box is stupid. Our kids are doing that. No kid is doing that. One of our teachers responded, "But I saw a kid in the other school with a tail. They think they're animals." No, they don't, Principal resigned me. And before I started going off, these people don't understand kids. The internet weird jokes and jump straight to. Must be a whole fake sex thing. And I'm damn tired of it. So I think that whole rant is, I nearly lost my PD today. I think that whole rant is pretty much him talking how he's either not prepared or he doesn't want that stuff, like gay, trans, stuff like that. It's not saying I'm making fun of it, I'm just saying that's what I think it is off of. And what I nearly lost my PD today is because he made that one joke where they think that they're a cat or whatever. Or I saw a kid at the other school with a tail. So I think that's like the only main thing. And for the last one, we got something. So this pretty much is from the same thing, r/teachers from Reddit. But I wanted to do this because I saw the name and it said, "We are doomed." So I've not read proof this, which I'm doing while I'm talking. I'm not really seeing anything really that says anything bad except, yeah, I'm not seeing anything bad in this. But let's go. It says all uppercase, "We are doomed," by r/teachers. Okay. My school went into a lockdown because allegedly somebody had a gun. The class was covering, starting going wild. The class that I was covering started going, okay. I missed that I was, going wild, 7th grade, so you know how some are the worst. I was telling them to sit down, but being calm won't work. So I ended up yelling at them, threatening them to get to the principal and everything. They would not be quiet. The regular teacher came in, and she couldn't get them to be quiet either. Then the principal came in. They still weren't all the way quiet. And this was a real lockdown, not a drill. The lockdown was lifted, thank God, but it was still if it was an active shooter, I can't imagine what would have happened. This is an edit from after this. I'm actually baffled that some people are blaming the teachers for the kids' behavior. That's insane. Okay, edit 2. We had a child bring a gun into school on Friday. It was a 30 ripped. Nobody was hurt, and from what I heard, I was at an event for the school and had literally just left. The students were all well behaved. I don't know what to say about that one. Sometimes I would say if it's the teachers before not showing them really how to do the drill, unless they did, and it's the students fully. I don't know why the students thought that the freaking out would help them though, so I don't know what to say about that. I'd say, depending on my stuff I just said, it depends on what's in the wrong, so I can subscribe, I guess. Hope you enjoyed my stories, and comment what you would say for the last one. And for all the simps, just to make them annoyed or confused, the burrito muncher in the comments. for people who did not just read the whole thing or watch the whole thing and just skip to the end, maybe just go straight to the comments.